Wow, what an amazing performance! Moving on. With the onset of the pandemic, focus has been redirected not only to physical fitness, but also to mental health and positivity. Sports and physical fit activities have been an integral part of our lifestyle and have a great impact on our emotional well-being. Each time we return from the playground, we feel completely rejuvenated and refreshed, and all the idleness and lethargy vanishes away.
Our next speaker says she stumbled upon her profession, but now loves it. She is a physical therapist with 33 years of experience in her field. Even though 3.5 decades ago, sports medicine was not a really popular stream to choose, she knew what she wanted to do. She has treated several elite and amateur sportsmen in her vast career. She applies all her knowledge of human science movement to create specialized programs for those who want to exercise safely. She has been an avid trekker and cyclist till she suffered injuries in 2015. Today, she is here to talk about the mind and body connection, to tell you how she used it when she was injured in 2015 and how you can use it in your day-to-day life. So here in our midst, we have Dr. Harshada Rajatyaksha. Ma'am, please come onto the stage. The stage is all yours.
Thank you. So I first used mental imagery when I was 21 years old and I was learning to drive a car. I was very enthusiastic and I learned or mastered driving forwards really quickly. But I could not get the concept of reversing and especially reverse parking. So first of all, you have to look behind you instead of the front of you, and then you have to adjust the steering wheel, maintain the pressure of your foot on the brake or the accelerator. There was just so much to do. I was very confused. So was my instructor really didn't know what to do with me, nor did I know what to do. And then instinctively, unknowingly, I started visualizing reverse parking in my mind in all my free time. So I used to imagine the car with me in it, holding the wheel, looking over my shoulder, turning the wheel slightly left and right. Also the movement of the car with that turning of the wheel, all the way till I perfectly parked the car in that spot that I wanted to. And miraculously, within the next 2 or 3 days, I learned this skill. Now my instructor was surprised and so was I. And then I can tell you I'm an awesome reverse parker right till today. Isn't it really surprising how imagining something as if it was real can help you learn a skill that you found difficult to learn in reality? Now that is why I love what I do. I have been fascinated by human movement science for the last 33 years. I'm a physical therapist, and what I do is I rehabilitate people, my patients, all the way from injury or illness up till the time that they resume their active lifestyle or their chosen sport or fitness activity. And I use all my knowledge of anatomy, exercise physiology, human movement science to do this. And today I want to share with you the wonder of the mind and body connection, mental imagery, and how you can use your brain to control, improve, or heal your body, and how you can use your body to relax or de-stress your mind. Our amazing body is made up of trillions of cells, all very different from each other with different forms and function. A brain cell, for example, is nothing like a muscle cell. Though you might have heard sometimes the brain being called a muscle, believe me, it is not a muscle. Our brain and our nervous system is made up of neurons, and they are connected via synapses to other neurons. Now, several thousands of neurons connected via several thousand synapses all form a kind of a highway on which information travels up to the brain and then down again to different parts of your body. These trillions of cells are so well connected to each other that it takes just a fraction of a second for one to communicate their intention to another cell which is really far away. A vast network of sensory nerves collects information from our 5 senses and takes it up towards the motor cortex of the brain, where it is then decoded, interpreted, and the motor cortex then sends commands down via another vast network of motor nerves, down to the muscles or the organs or the cells of your body. This is how our body knows exactly what to do or how to behave in every different situation. For example, if you were walking, say, on a steady, flat surface wearing shoes, and then also another time walking on hot sand without footwear, you can imagine that you would be walking very differently in these two scenarios. You would have to use a different set of muscles, use a little different walking pattern, and that is because the flat, solid surface with shoes on is much easier and safer to walk on than that hot sand without footwear. So what has happened is that the receptors, the sensory receptors in your feet, your ears, your eyes, have picked up inputs about the surrounding, about the stability and the temperature of the surface you're going to walk on, and quickly send this information up to your brain. The brain has interpreted it and sent down commands to the muscles of your lower body about what is the best and safest way to walk on these two very different surfaces. All this information back and forth is transmitted via more than 86 billion neurons. And each neuron is connected via several synapses to several thousands of other neurons. This makes our body has more than 100 trillion synapses. We are born with a certain number of nerve cells and a certain number of these connections, synaptic connections, when we are born. And as we grow older, the number of nerve cells or neurons in our brain and nervous system increases. And every time you learn something new or you gain a new experience, you are making more new synaptic connections. This is what creates a memory or learning. But because at any given time in our life, we can only have a finite number of nerve cells and a finite number of synapses. So some of them also have to be broken. So new synapses are being made or broken all throughout life. When synapses are made, we create a memory. When synapses are broken, we lose that memory. So for example, if you are learning a new dance step, or if you are learning a new sport, or maybe taking a new class in school, you're making new synaptic connections. And these connections are maintained for as long as you practice that. And when you stop that practice, those connections are broken so that new memories can be made with something new that you're learning. This is the physiological basis on which healing imagery is used in the recovery from athletic injuries. So, experimentation has shown that when you visualize an action, you stimulate or activate the same area of your brain that you activate when you actually do that action. For example, if you visualize yourself lifting up your right arm, you will activate the same area of your brain as when you actually lift your right arm. And this means that when an athlete, or anybody for that matter, is injured, they can, with this help of this visualization, keep a memory of that action alive. While they cannot actually do that exercise, they can keep the mind-body connection alive and also the area of that brain alive. And this means that when they are recovering, the recovery becomes much easier and better, and fundamental skills which are important for life or for that sport can be regained with ease. Mental imagery has helped me through a traumatic life event. I used to be an avid trekker, and I was injured very badly in the 2015 Nepal earthquake. I was trekking at that time. I suffered extremely bad open skin wounds, a broken hip and pelvis. But the most concerning was a major nerve injury which left me with complete paralysis of my left leg. Nothing was moving at all. And many neurologists had told me that there was a possibility I might never walk again. 3 brilliant surgeons corrected the injuries to my skin and my bones. And then after that, I was left with a partial recovery of my sciatic nerve. After that, for next 2 years, I worked along with my body to regain the functions that I had lost. Some of the muscles started working. But the biggest hurdle to actually walking was that my foot dorsiflexors, which are the muscles which lift your foot up when you lift it off the ground, those muscles were not working at all, not even a flicker. I had to wear a big solid boot that physically prevented my foot from flopping down every time I picked it up to walk. I also needed a lot of support to stand and walk, but my desire to get better was intense. Even in the early stages when I could not move much and I was mostly in bed, I used to actually imagine, I used to try to lift my foot up. And I used to use all my brain power and visualization to do this. That visualization was so strong that I used to actually feel my foot moving upwards. In excitement, I used to call out to my son and say, "Look, is my foot moving?" And he would say, "No, Mom." I would say, "At least the toes?" And he would say, "No, Mom, not even a flicker." And the physiotherapist in me thought, maybe he's not noticing a small movement. So the next time I would say, "I'm doing it right now, take a video and show me." I looked at the video and there was no movement, not even a flicker. I did this every day for close to 2 years. And then slowly my toes moved up and then one day my foot. And please let me make it clear that this was not all mental imagery. There are a lot of other therapies going on. Like I mentioned, my surgeons, the actual regeneration of that nerve. But none of this would have been enough if I had not kept that information highway open and also that brain, the region in the brain active. It's been now 6 years since my injury. My left leg is still much weaker than my right leg. But my foot does not flop down anymore. I do not need a boot to walk, and I can walk without support. That is the incredible power of our brain. Our brain is active all the time. It's strong and powerful and active all the time, even when we are asleep. Work stress, work stress, personal problems, anger, sadness, and even just road rage will result in an influx of stress hormones, epinephrine, norepinephrine, cortisol. And this results in increased heart rate, increased blood pressure, increased respiratory rate, poor digestion. Body commands to relax, those are the parts which naturally tighten up with stress. And that this will result in the relaxation or calming of your mind. Sequential body part relaxation, when done along with deep and slow breathing, reduces the influx of those stress hormones and increases the release of anti-stress hormone acetylcholine. This in turn will reduce the heart rate, reduce blood pressure, reduce respiratory rate, improve digestion, and reduce blood sugars. And this has an effect of calming your mind. Now, before I end my talk for today, I would like you to join me in a small demonstration of this sequential body part relaxation. All that you have to do is close your eyes, place your hands very lightly in your lap, and follow my instructions. We'll start with the feet. Just relax your feet on the ground. Uncurl your toes. Move upwards towards your knees. And relax your knees and your thighs away from each other. Move a little up. Relax your low back. Relax your upper back. Release your shoulders away from your ears. See that they are not hunched up, just relax them downwards. Come up to your forehead and relax, stretch your eyebrows away from each other. Do not frown, just relax your eyebrows away from each other. Relax your eyelids very lightly on your eyes. Relax your lower jaw away from your ears so that your lips are not tightly pressed together. Come lower, relax your chest, open out your shoulders away from each other. Relax your upper arms away from your torso and relax your hands very lightly in your lap. Release the fingers. See that they are not curled up. And then bring your mind to your abdomen. Feel the movement of your abdomen with every breath. When you breathe in, your abdomen moves out. And when you breathe out, your abdomen moves in. Just do this a few more times. Relax deeper with every breath out. And now slowly open your eyes. I hope you're feeling a little bit relaxed, a little calm. So this mind and body connection, though we talk about it quite a lot, it is still very often treated as an abstract idea, but it is not. It is not an abstract idea, it is very real. It is being integrated into mainstream medicine now. I hope you can use these strategies in your day-to-day life to enhance your life, enhance wellness, and to achieve your goals. Your brain has the power to control, improve, or heal your body. And your body has the power to relax and de-stress your mind. Thank you.
Ma'am, you completely drew the audience in and held their attention. There was never a dull moment. Truly exceptional. Thank you so much.
I now invite our Vice Principal, Mrs. Aditi Wazandar, to kindly come up on stage to present the token of appreciation to Dr. Harshada Rajdaksha.
Only if you can, otherwise let it be.
We'll just set it at 18 because just she's gone.
But I have to finish it in 13, right? Or maximum 15.
Thank you, ma'am.
15, no? So 18 means when 3 is left.